Welcome to Flip Friday. My name is Donna, and I am here with you today to share my sales for the week of June 14th through the 20th. It was a very slow week, and again, I did not show up for like 10 days. So, life is getting in my way of reselling. So, that probably has a little bit to do with it. And I also had an out of stock item. That is how the week started. So, maybe that might have something to do with it, but I didn't have any sales on Mercari. I had sales on Poshmark, Depop, and eBay. I did not have any sales on Mercari. So probably not showing up for work, and that one out of stock. That's actually the first thing on my list because it was the first sale that I had since the last Flip Friday. So that I did see, like, I didn't have a lot of activity on eBay after that. So we're going to start off with that because that's how the week started, and that's generally how they go. I always start with the eBay and then in order of the sales and then so on. So these women's rain boots, size 7, ankle plaid, pull-on rubber, Capelli. I don't know. Maybe I sold them. I had them for a couple of years. Maybe I sold them before I had the flipped app, or I don't know. I don't know when they sold. Like, they sold forever ago, obviously, because I couldn't even find where I found them in my little sheet, but I did not, that marked yellow, my log, my inventory log, but I did not find them anywhere on my, where I keep track of my numbers. So they probably sold a while ago. That was probably before I started using Flipped, and they got relisted in March. So maybe I should just do a thorough check. I do spot check to make sure I have stuff, but I've not went through my entire store. Maybe I should do that. So, well, anyway, that's not even a sale because it was canceled. It would have sold, I didn't even write it down, probably for 14 bucks. Up next, I liked, this kind of reminded me a little bit of that Disney movie, 101 Dalmatians. I don't know why, but the villain, Corella, is that her name? Corella DeVille. It just reminded me of that. I have no idea why. It's been forever since I saw the movie, and it also has a wool content in the knit. So it's a vintage wool blend sweater dress, small color block zipped mock neck shoulder pads. That was a bins pickup. I wrote it in October. It sold for $23 plus shipping. And this is just a Generation Kenda outfit. It's a Barbie by Mattel Bling Generation Girl gear outfit Hawaiian top. It's for the Kenda. I used Google Lens. This was on a Kenda, but it was not a Generation, so I just, separated the two. But this again was a bins pickup. My cost was not even a penny because it's based on the weight. Sold for $6 and the buyer paid shipping. This is other sale that, where am I? Yeah, this sold very quick too. The Kenda I wrote in May, and this I wrote in May as well. So where are we? Adore Me, Bachonette, bra size 42G, wired floral, light, lilac, mesh, and then the style number that was on the tag. 32 cents was my cost at the bins, and it sold for $12.79. It was on sale. This, I feel like it should have sold immediately. I mean, I know Lane Bryant is not the best, but this little embroidery, I thought it would have sold in a week or two. Lane Bryant embroidered present top, women's size 18, 20, Boho floral, scoop neck blue. I could have used lightweight. I could have used flowy. I did use boho. It's just a teacher artsy. I could use all those words. I wrote that in March. I think I misspoke. The Adore Me bra was 32 cents. This top was 37 cents. It sold for $11.11. I probably sent an extra 10% offer out or whatever on the sale price. Or maybe someone sent me the offer. This, I just like the color. I like the patch. I'll show you the patch. Blue water tackle shop, trucker hat, snapback, adjustable mesh green embroidery. And you could use dad's day, outdoorsman, fishing. You could use all those keywords. I did not. I might have done better if I did. Again, I either sent an offer or they sent me an offer for the hat. My cost was 10 cents at the bins. It sold for no, I did not. This was just sold for the sale price. I was looking at 10 cents was my offer, and $12.79 is what it sold for plus shipping. I have 2 Depop sales, which is unheard of. This I purchased a while back. I probably rewrote it in October or September of last year. It's a, let me see the pictures. It's like a dance costume. It has like the frill, the tassels. It's like goes around and there's sheer mesh. It's a bodysuit. It ties at the neck. It's blue tie-dye. And I always take pictures of the inside because someone accused me of selling them something I did not. And that whenever I have a bodysuit or swimwear, I take a picture of that. And then I took pictures of the measurements. And this is not really doing it justice. And then across the bust. It's a dance costume. Now on Depop, they don't have the title. So I would have had I should have realized that. It's a studio dance bodysuit and it's teal or blue. It's a dance costume. This, what you're seeing here, I tried the eBay AI. I don't do that anymore because I just think it's long-winded and nobody really reads it. But I have not undone the ones I did. Well, anyway, it sold. My cost was $1.46 and it sold for $16.69, and there was a payment fee of $1.10. I've been seeing a lot of those Depop commercials and they're like, no seller fees, and I'm like, there is. So when I was putting my what sold video together, I looked to see what they call it. It's a payment processing fee, so that's how they get to advertise no selling fees. I don't agree with that, but I'm not wasting time on it either. People do what they're going to do. This is another Depop sale. Yes, I did. I wrote it in February. It's a cameo vintage brooch. It was in one of the bags. My average cost was $1.52 and it sold for $12, and my payment fee was 91 cents. Maybe I didn't let it go. Maybe I'm a little annoyed. Up next is, I've had this forever, probably 2 or 3 years better. It's a long sleeve, 1/4 zip, mock neck sweater, U.S. Poland Assassin. I could have put striped, I could have put knit, I could have put preppy, I could have been teacher, I could have put a lot of things. And down here where I put in the measurements, I no longer do that. I used to do it all the time. I used to take the measurements and the photos and any notes, and then I would do that all day on my day off from my job, and then through the week I would just match the photos with the notes and type everything in. I don't type in the measurements anymore because I had a item not described a while back. I think it might have been the measurements to the waist to a pair of jeans or pants, And I think that it was not a mistake measuring. I think it was a typo. And I had to accept the return, which I accept them anyway. It's not an issue, but it went in as an INAD because that's how the buyer opened it. And rightfully so. I mean, my mistake, right? So I just take the pictures with measuring tape and or the yardstick. It alleviates any typos or questions, So not everybody sees those photos and they'll ask me for the measurements, while the listing's up. But that's a story for another day. So well, anyway, my cost of goods was $1. It's when I bought all of my inventory on Dollar Day at Goodwill. Sold for $16. I did not look at my fees, but I'm assuming that they are still $3 on. So Poshmark. This is a really, really sad week in sales, but I'm not going to let it get me. I mean, you're going to have great weeks, you're going to have high dollar sales, and then you're going to have really low dollar sales. And that's that. I mean, I double checked to make sure I didn't miss anything. That is it for the week. So it's not even, I'm going to give you a rough estimate of my gross because I should have done that. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. So what do we have? I'm just going to round up or down depending on where the number lands. Well, that's bad. If I did not make a mistake, that's $140. Yeah, and then you take away my fees and my shipping, and yeah, my cost of goods is really low, so you don't take away a lot for that. So yeah, maybe we'll do better next week. We'll have to wait and see. All right. So I guess this is why people complain about summer slowdown. I mean, I think that sometimes it is a thing. Sometimes I think it's not a thing. I guess it just depends on what you sell and how you're looking at it. I mean, if you're selling a lot of, you know, Thanksgiving, Halloween, and Christmas items, you might be doing really well that time of the year, but that's also Q4 too. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to give me a like, comment, and subscribe. And if you've had a really bad week like this one, you know, there's no shame. Um, it is what it is, and you just accept it. You learn from it. There's a couple factors as to why, so I'm not going to dwell on it. And I'm going to do better next week and the week after that. And then before we know it, Q4 is going to be here and I'm not going to be able to keep up. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, a like, a comment, a subscribe, share, tell your friends. Um, it would mean the world to me and really help my channel out a lot. So bye bye.